5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank all of you for being here. Let me go ahead and preface this by saying that I am of the opinion, I've served 10 years in the Georgia State Legislature, 10 years in Congress, and the prescription drug portion of the IRA is the very worst legislation I've ever seen in my whole life. I just want to set the stage for this, okay? You know, we've continued to warn the other side of the aisle that this scheme is going to cause immense harm to patients by crushing drug innovation, and we've already seen it. We've already seen that there have been over 24 drugs pulled from the market, including cancer drugs, as a result of the IRA's passage, the prescription drug portion of the IRA. I will tell you, the University of Chicago researchers found that the IRA will eliminate up to 342 cures and treatments over the next 20 years. As you may or may not know, I'm a pharmacist by profession. I started practicing pharmacy in 1980. I was 10 years old, but anyway, I started practicing pharmacy in 1980. I have seen nothing short of miracles as a result of research and development. That's why this upsets me so much. You know, regardless of whether you believe CBO, who has also said that it's going to decrease the number of new drugs coming to market, or whether you believe the University of Chicago, even if it's just one, which one's it going to be? Is it going to be the cure for Alzheimer's? Is it going to be the cure for diabetes? We shouldn't be trying to hurt research and development or deter research and development any way at all. And this rule does that, and that's why I'm so upset about it. Dr. Marks, your Deputy Senator's Director's viewpoint that the Inflation Reduction Act has impacted innovation for small molecules and biologics. Cyber's Deputy Security Director for Strategy, Policy, and Legislation stated that the IRA has had an impact on innovation. Do you agree with that? Do you share that feeling?
You know, the way that I'll have to comment on this is that we have to foster, and my goal is to foster. I'm not involved in the political end of it, but we have to foster innovation.
Okay, I understand that.
We have to, anything that is counter to helping us innovate in this field of cell and genetic medicine is not a good thing. Do you think that this is? I'm just asking your opinion. You know what?
I know.
I'm going to stay out of the political, but I will say that we at our center will do everything we possibly can to help innovators move products forward, because having the most innovative products available to Americans is what our job is.
It's confusing to me, though. You know, I admire the president's moonshot and cancer moonshot program. How is this going to impact that?
Yeah, I unfortunately can't speak to that.
I'm happy to chime in as well.
Yeah, and Dr. Casavone, please.
Yeah, I'm happy to chime in. You know, we in our roles, we really cannot speak to the decisions that manufacturers will make as a result of the
manufacturers are making it as a result of the legislation that was passed.
We really, you know, we're not in a position to.
But you ought to be. Come on, you're Americans too, and you care. You care about innovation. You care about research and development.
We care about doing what.
Well, why aren't you telling the administration this is not helping? This is deterring research and development. You ought to be jumping up on the table, hollering it.
If I may answer,
yes, ma'am,
and chime in on Dr. Marks, we care about doing everything that we can as regulators to make it easier and more efficient and more streamlined to develop drugs. And that's a contribution that we can make to innovation. And ultimately, that contribution may have an impact also on the cost.
Okay, all right, let me ask you this, because I've got just a few minutes left. But does the agency agree that new smoking cessation therapies are needed to help patients be more successful in their attempts to quit?
Yeah,
you agree with that?
We're very interested in having more sponsors coming to us to develop new therapies for smoking cessation.
Why do you think we're not seeing more?
I don't know. We are really doing everything that we can. We issued
So
guidance.
you're
that
not trying
made
to
it
stifle
easier.
it, you're trying to help it, you're trying to encourage it.
We're trying to encourage it, and we're trying to make it easier. In the guidance that we issued last year, we opened new ways and new approaches to developing treatments for smoking cessation, and we're really very much open for business and want to work with developers to achieve that goal.
Okay, look, I just respectfully disagree. You're the experts, you ought to be telling them, this is wrong, this is not helping. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.